let's see. Snapping back, yeah. The longer I think about it, the less confident I am. Oh, you can move cards around. I forgot. Oh my gosh. So oh no. Oh no. Hello everyone, TLSG here. I recently picked up Marvel Snap. I've been really enjoying playing around with it. Just kind of building my own decks, really seeing the Marvel universe, the Marvel characters, the location, just everything about it has been really enjoyable. Most recently, I've been the cards that I have pulled have really seemed to synergize well with Odin and the on-reveal ability. So what I've been running is an on-reveal deck, which is shown here. I'm going to go ahead and get that put up on the screen now. But I wanted to go through a couple of games, just kind of play through them, show the deck in action. This has been really, really powerful, and as you're playing through, your cards may not be the exact same, but from what I've noticed, some of the early rewards really do focus on that on-reveal aspect. So I think pretty consistently you're going to have the majority of these cards. A lot of these you start out with whenever you start the game. So you may not have this exact setup or these exact cards, but I do feel confident that you will have close to this. And so I am running some pretty low one-drop cards to make sure I have something to play every single turn. And Washington, D.C. is a hot location right now, so it's in almost every single game. And then these two are unknown right now, but I think I'm going to drop a Hawkeye, which is going to, if I play another card there next turn, is going to get additional value. Since I have Medusa, she's going to gain additional value if I play her at the middle location. There is a chance this is a negative location play, but I do know Washington, D.C., and I want to take that chance. So whoever's winning the location gets +3 power at the others. So this can be a pretty big swing location, but they do know that I'm going to be playing another card here most likely because I played Hawkeye, and I want to get that additional value. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in. If they play something like a Star-Lord, who's going to get bigger off of me playing in that location, then they could have potentially taken it. I don't know why they didn't. If your opponent played a card here this turn +2 power, they knew I was most likely going to play something there. But this is early game, or kind of earlier on in the ranks. So we have 3, so 4, 5, and 6 cards can't be played here, which kind of plays to our strengths. We don't have a lot of high cost cards here, but I am going to drop our Deathlock, which on reveal destroy your other cards at this location. So you want this to be the first card that you drop at a location, if this is something that you're running. So it's going to be a 5 power 3 drop, which is not bad, but that guarantees that I can't play Odin here at the end of the game, because it will re-trigger those on reveals, and it would obviously wipe out all the other cards I have here. And so they dropped the Devil Dinosaur, which is a pretty good ongoing effect. It gets additional power for each card in your hand. So for something like this, you want to play some high cost cards so that you have a lot of cards left over in your hand, so you can get some big value out of it. But we have 4 mana, so I think they're going to play a card at the big house. So I'm going to drop Star-Lord, and then I'm just going to drop a couple of cards. I'm just going to drop a couple of cards in Washington, D.C. just to use up the rest of my mana. And with this deck build, I had the mana curve or the energy curve in mind. I wanted to use up just about all of my energy every single turn. So far I've been able to do that fairly well. They dropped the Medusa not in the middle, so they're circumventing that additional 4 power, which doesn't seem like a real smart play, but it is what it is. So 4, 5, and 6 cards can't be played here. Let's see. I know I want to drop the Gamora. Right now I'm just trying to think of where they're going to drop a card. So they're winning both of these. I think I'm going to go with the middle and just hope that they're playing one in the middle to kind of build that lead. Because I don't think they're going to drop low cost cards. I think they have a pretty high cost deck. But they played a card here last turn. I feel like the middle. It's not going to be the middle. I don't feel confident in that one. Oh, so okay. So he just played a whole bunch of small drop cards, which is okay. Cable steals a card from the bottom of my deck. Domino, you guarantee you pull that next turn, and this one doesn't have any abilities. But we did get the additional 4 for the Gamora, which is perfect. And so for this turn, it's the final turn. Honestly, I think I have the big house. Pulling an additional 10 when you can't play 6 cost cards is going to be difficult, especially seeing that they only have 3 cards in hand. I'm going to go ahead and snap because I'm feeling pretty confident. I think I have this locked down. They can't play anything here. I feel very confident that I have this one. I think I might actually sweep. And so we're going to play Ant-Man first and then Wolfsbane to really get the most out of this turn. And so they play anything at the big house, and it does turn into a clean sweep. Oh no, I haven't seen that card before, but they were only able to influence that one, so always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. Okay, so that's, you can guarantee that you have it, but it's only 10 power. I wouldn't say that it's great, but it's not bad either. You can always guarantee you have a pretty solid drop. But knowing that they couldn't drop enough to get 10 here, and that they couldn't play any additional cards here, I don't know why you wouldn't retreat at that point. So we're able to upgrade our card. The synergy kind of pulls together pretty well. We'll unlock a mystery card. We have ongoing. Double your other ongoing effects at this location. And that's a 6 drop. That might be something I play around with. I don't have a lot of low ongoing drops yet, which is really the only thing that's kind of holding me back from doing a really committed ongoing deck. Let's jump back in, play a couple more. The games are really quick, and so you can really jump in, you can really experiment. You're early on, you're not really losing that much if you lose a game. It's not the end of the world if you lose a couple of cubes, especially if you are able to recognize that you're either losing or going to lose, and you retreat out, which is going to be from this retreat in the bottom. Okay, so our first location is Limbo, so there is a turn 7 this game. So that really usually benefits higher cost decks, because for me, by turn 6, most of my locations are just about full and just about out of cards. So I do have to keep that in mind as I play. I think I'm gonna put him on this location. Just no. I'm gonna go with the safe play. Now, the reason you might want to play him on a location before it's revealed, there are some locations that say you cannot play cards here. And so having one early, you're able to drop a card, and then you pretty much guarantee that you lock that location in, unless the other person has a move type deck, which I haven't unlocked very many move cards, and so early on I don't think many people have. I don't have really enough. I have some higher drop cards, so I'm just going to drop Ant-Man, knowing that I'm going to max this location out, the Limbo location. And then they are dropping a Sentinel, which is not a huge drop considering they skipped the first round. But they may have some really high value cards, some high energy cards. where that turn 7 is going to really benefit them. So at the end of turn 3, ruin a random location. So it may, if they ruin Limbo, I don't think there is a turn 7 anymore. And so I think we need to play like there's not going to be. And so for the reveal, where do I want to play the reveal? Because I'm going to want to drop this one and this one at the same location. That way on turn 6 I can really increase. So give him 3 other cards plus 2 power. I can trigger that again. I'm going to go ahead and drop him here. And then Gamora on reveal if your opponent played a card here plus 4. So I can trigger that a couple of different times. So Nightcrawler, 1 drop, and then another Sentinel, which is part of the on reveal. You get another Sentinel. So it ruined the middle one. So there is a turn 7. So it's turn 4. There's a turn 7. I think we're gonna build up here. I'll be able to drop Ironheart. I'll be able to drop Medusa, Gamora, all in this one location, so that when I drop Odin on it, I can really re-trigger those effects, and it will gain a lot of additional value out of it. And since there's a turn 7, I think it'll be a pretty good chance that I'll be able to swing one or the other location and capture this one. So Cable on reveal, put the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. So being let's see. I'm gonna drop Medusa in the middle, and then I'm gonna play Cable over here, just to get closer to triggering that Ant-Man. And we do have 1 mana left over. We have, my goodness, they dropped a lot of cards there. And so that, the Rocket's gonna trigger off of me dropping cards here, which is okay. And they dropped another Sentinel. So they have quite a bit of power in this location. I'm starting to think that they may.
Oh, snap.
Okay, that's fine. I'm starting to think that they may be just gonna leave Namor on this middle location. Just leave him alone on the location. In which case, we play a card game plus 1, but so I can play this here, so I want to try and swing this one without committing too much, because they can only drop 1 more card. I don't think they're going to commit a lot of resources here, and I don't think they're going to drop a card in Ruins, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in. And so they're going to leave Ruins alone. I'm not going to be able to swing Limbo. That is not good. So they dropped Ant-Man at the very end, so I didn't know that they were building a big deck. Oh no. Oh no. So we got turn 7. So I can't take Limbo. Jessica Jones is going to get an additional 2 power. They can't do anything here, which is the only positive. So I would have to get 3, I'd have to get 5. 5 power. 5 and 1. So if I did that and that, that's going to put me up to tying the middle location, the Ruins. And if they drop a card, they're going to go down some. I think that is my only chance to win this. And Nightcrawler can move. And so they could drop a bigger one at Los Diablos. I'm just going to lock in with this and see what they do. I'm wondering if they're just going to do a no card turn 7 No, they're gonna go for it. Oh no. Yep. And so that will, the second card is gonna swing it for him. Yep. Oh no. Finally swung one. So something that they did really well there was that they played Ant-Man at the very, very end on turn 7. So they left one spot open, so I didn't know that they were going to have a 4 mana 1-drop, or 4 energy 1-drop. So it was really sneaky, and it had a really good kind of mind theme to it. So let's get our reward, and we'll keep going. Selena, is that who I just lost to? I think I just lost to you. Alright, so our first location. Destroy the... What? Oh, that's the first time I've seen this one. Oh no. What is this? Okay. That's not good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this turn, because what we're gonna want is some really, really high-powered cards here. And looking at our cards, we can hit like a Star-Lord, a Ironheart, a Wolfsbane, no, yeah, an Ironheart, a Wolfsbane, or a Wolfsbane then an Ironheart. Oh man, okay. We're just gonna lock in the Star-Lord, because this is the only place that cards can be played, and we'll be able to re-trigger their ability. If we draw our 6-drop, which happens pretty often with only a handful of cards in your deck. I think I'm gonna bypass this round again, and so turn 4, if I don't draw something better, then I'll skip. Yeah, there's nothing for you to Mr. Fantastic. So they are putting themselves in a pretty big bind here. So I'm gonna play Cable and leave it at that, because they're getting pretty close to capping out the number of cards that they can play, and this is the only place we can play, and I've never seen Realm Ship. It completely just baffles me. It switches it up so much. Oh, that's actually really earlier on. That would have been really good. Merge this card with another random friendly card at this location to save up additional space. That would have been fantastic. I think I'm gonna drop Gamora. I don't know. They may be waiting till the very last turn to drop their big card. If so, Gamora would be best at the end. I'm just going to drop it now. I don't think they're going to play. Yeah, they're not. And so this would be a 6-drop, because you're going to get 2+2 power to 2, 4, 6. You can get +2 for each other card, so 2, and then your 1 power, so that's a 7-drop. Is going to be the most that we can do, because this is on reveal, so it's not going to happen until we lock it in. That's the best I can do, because I didn't draw my big, my heavy hitter. And really, if they re-trigger with an Odin, it's not huge here. And I have a pretty solid lead. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't think the snap went through because I locked it in, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't think they have enough where they can turn the tides on me. Because Odin, yeah. They may have drawn that from my deck, but Odin is not really going to do a lot for them. They're going to draw a card, they're going to draw a card, and they're going to punch the other ones. Such a strange game. So the locations can have a huge impact on just the overall strategy for that round. I don't know that most of the time you build a deck with that in mind, but it is something to kind of keep in mind. So with on reveal, you have the chance for those to trigger twice, which is huge for an on reveal deck. If you get that location, you're running a deck, and somebody else is not running an on reveal deck, it's really hard to come back from. Let's see what our mystery card is. Bishop. When you play a card, this gains +1 power, which is pretty good for a low cost deck, a low energy deck. But if you think about it, a lot of the 3-drops are around 6 energy, 6 power. So to get this there, you'd have to play 4 cards after turn 3, so 4, 5, and 6. Most of the time you have 3 turns. If you're playing on curve, it's hard to get that above the value. So unless you're running a particular deck, I really don't think that is all that great. There are some occasions where if you have your deck kind of built around that, I could see some really powerful plays with it. Or a particular location that says, copy this card whenever you play a card here. You can get a couple of bishops going, and they're all building off of each other, and you're getting additional cards down because of that. Okay, so we have our Quicksilver. We haven't got our 1-drop Uatu, but at the end of turn 3, transform into one of the other locations. Wow, I haven't seen that one before either. I think I'm just going to drop a 2-drop Quicksilver at the middle location. So I'm kind of afraid that one of them this turn is going to be the -3 power. Ongoing effects are doubled. Unfortunately, not a big ongoing effect deck, but that's okay. If I was, and it mirrored, oh my gosh, it'd be huge. I'm going to use Cable so that I can draw an additional card from the opponent's deck. And most people this early on are running very similar cards, so you can get some pretty good. Oh, yes. Ongoing effects here are doubled. So I can actually drop that in the middle. So that was a really good pull. On turn 6, you can move cards to this location. Not huge. I'm thinking I drop there. I'm gonna hold Mr. Fantastic. I'm definitely gonna play it in the middle. I'm gonna hold him for just a minute, just to not give as much information to my opponent. And so that was an odd 3-drop. It only hit two cards instead of the 3 that it normally can hit. So now I have 4. I am going to drop him here, and then wherever I think they're going to start playing, which right now I have no idea. It could be either direction. I think they're probably going with a similar build to me, and that they're building up an Odin maybe in this location. So I'm going to drop a Hawkeye and then follow up next turn with a Gamora. Oh, I could have been wrong. And so that was a huge. What are you doing? He would have Devil. Oh my gosh, Devil Dinosaur would have been fantastic in the middle. I don't think I change up here. I think I continue with my Gamora strategy. am a little concerned with this middle location, or if they play another card in New York. I am concerned returning that one, but I also want to get the additional Hawkeye +2 power. So I am going to lock in there. And if I don't play more, it's just 2 1-drop cards. Really? So they played just in the middle, okay. So your ongoing effects here are double. Oh my gosh, did that make it 20? Oh, that's... Okay, so that middle location is out. But let's see. Snapping back, yeah, the longer I think about it, the less confident I am. Oh, you can move cards around, I forgot. Oh my gosh. So, oh no. Oh no. Try to play big value here, and maybe snapping back might have been a little bit confident. They're either going to have to turn 15. Not going to happen. This one's gone. I can't touch this one anymore. And then I would have to turn this one. And I have a decent amount of value, but I don't know that it's enough. But let's see. Snapping back, yeah, the longer I think about it, the less confident I am. Oh, you can move cards around, I forgot. Oh my gosh. So, oh no. Oh no. Oh. Had I just played one in the middle, it would have flipped on it. So, I completely forgot about moving cards around. And they completely took advantage of that. What was I thinking? They played me like a fiddle. They played me perfectly. Oh, that was so sad. Alright. Guys, we're not gonna lose this time. We're not gonna embarrass ourselves. That last time, I gotta give them props. I forgot about the move piece, and that was just an entirely different element that I was not prepared for. Okay, at the end of turn 5, give all cards here +2 power. So I am going to load quite a few cards here, I think. And I'm wondering if I max it out early, or if I wait and maybe drop Gamora there, and then depending on if I draw Odin, I don't know. But I am going to play some cards there. Because +2 power across all of them is going to be huge. Not great, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue building up start power. And hope that they just don't play any cards at all. Okay, so Sentinel, it's a pretty decent 2-drop at guaranteeing that you continue to have 2-drop plays. So the last one is replace both decks with 10 random cards. Okay. When this is destroyed, give your cards +2 power. Oh, so there's a lot of effects and cards that I have not seen, and I think they kind of tend to lean towards some of the easier to understand concepts in the beginning. So like the move abilities or the destroy abilities, I haven't seen, or I haven't unlocked very many cards for those. But well, that makes things kind of interesting. Oh, I'm taking way too long to play. We're gonna drop a card here. It'll get +2. Yeah. And now we just, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's play this one here, and then we'll play that one. I played the Ironheart first because I want to be able to trigger and hit these three, and then this one I'm a little less worried about. I want to lock in some value on this location as I can. And because this one technically hadn't been flipped or played yet, but that some spot. And so I saw this in the bin gameplay video, where each turn, any gain 1 power for any unspent energy, which is huge. That kind of takes the mana curve need out of it, because you're going to get additional value. So Vulture, when this card moves, +5 power. You're snapping, and that scares me. Boy. So at the end of turn 5. I'm low on cards. I think I am going to drop something here, because I think he's going to drop a couple of cards wanting to max this out. No, he might not, though. He might build up over here. Yeah, he's going to build up over. What is this? Move all enemy cards played this turn to this location. Oh my gosh, this would have been great. And does that helped me out, right? Yeah. So I got Gamora, and we got to trigger that 3 times when he did 2. So on reveal, +1 max energy, ongoing, you can only play 1 card a turn. Oh, let's not do that. Let's not play that card. So when this card moves, and when this one's destroyed. I'm just going to play these 2 here. Oh no, this is the final turn. Oh, okay. I don't want to get too overzealous. So I don't think he's going to play anything in Washington, D.C. I think he probably feels confident he needs to turn. But I don't know for sure. Because if he turns, I don't think he's going to play in District X. Because if he does, then he's definitely not capturing this one. So we want to... I feel confident in Stark Tower. These 2 are where it's at. I'm going to lock it in. Now, he could have something insane, incredible, different, super high, powerful. If this is 8 energies or 8 power somehow, no, it's not. And then this one's Brute, so he'll get some additional power. He'll win this one, but he didn't flip this one, and he didn't play anything in District X because he needed to either overcome or sustain both of these, and that would be pretty difficult either way. Okay, so I didn't get embarrassed like I did the game before. That one I was able to kind of anticipate what was going to happen a little bit more. My gosh, I've never lost that bad in my life. Okay, so we have a couple low cards, which is good. Let's see, 4, 5, and 6 cost cards can't be played here. So in that case, I feel pretty confident in playing a couple cards here early, knowing that this is going to be this is kind of focused towards what my deck is. And he knows what these other locations are, and the fact that he didn't play anything in these kind of tells me that it's not going to be beneficial, at least early on. And so maybe this one's a on reveal effects trigger twice, or something like add a copy to your hand, something where you don't want to play into it early. And then this one, of course, was a cards here have -2 power. So I think that gives me a lot of information that he played this card here. So for this turn, I'm going to play Cable. That way I can draw one of my opponent's cards. Not only does it give me an extra card to play, it also gives me a feel for what deck they're running a little bit. So the Khazar cards here have -3 power. Okay, So it is a good thing that we held off. But playing in these are difficult, right? My gosh. So I think I drop Medusa here. She'll be 2 power, but it does get me something on the board there. I think I drop Hawkeye, and then next turn I follow up with a Deathlock here and an Ant-Man here to finish this one off, and have cards in play in both. And then I'll of course be able to drop Khazar to buff up these 3 cards. They did drop Ant-Man as well, so they're going that same kind of pathing or route. So I could if I thought, so this one is just going to be a 4 mana value, or 4 energy value. And then we got the 2, so we're getting 6 additional power. Is that enough to swing that? Because they're getting an additional 3. I think I'm going to drop Wolfsbane here. And maybe... oh, Ant-Man there is tough, right? Yeah, I'm going to drop Wolfsbane here, Ant-Man here. And then I'm going to follow it up with a Khazar to the middle on turn 5, and then whatever I draw to play on turn 6, because I'll both buff the Ant-Man with Khazar, and then I'll buff the Ant-Man with having a full area of play. But I can't play Ironheart really anywhere. Just not something I can do. So turn 6 does worry me quite a bit. I guess I don't need to play him there. I think I can overturn it. That gives me +2 power. I gain an additional 1 here. No, because we want to trigger Ant-Man. So we want to play something there on turn 6. So I'm... oh no. So I am having to bet that he cannot flip the big house. Is all I'm gonna do. So what I can do though is play Deathlock here. I can play him. It's not going to be enough to flip this one. It's just not. But if I, just be 2 power here if I'm wrong. So to win, they're going to have to influence this one positively. So they're going to have to play at least a 5-drop card here, which is 3 mana. I don't think they can flip both. They can still play cards here and here. I don't know. Their only out is to play something in the negative zone because they already have this locked down, which they didn't. So that gives me the default win on negative zone just because it's really difficult to play there. And the blue Marvel is nice, but they don't really have that many cards out. So it's definitely not enough to flip the big house. And being that they were a small build deck, it's really difficult to play into the negative zone, which is why I like something like Deathlock. Because it's something that you can easily fit into building on your other combos. And it has a decent amount of stats if it's the first thing you drop there. I want to win an 8-cube snap real quick. That is what we're going for. Okay, we just need a little bit of luck. We can make this happen. At the end of turn 4, destroy all cards controlled by the player losing here. Makes it risky. Do you commit a lot of resources there in hopes that you can burn your enemy or your opponent's resources, or you just wait until the end after turn 4? So I think, oh my gosh, oh no, okay. So I think I'm going to go with Quicksilver in the far location, because I want to hit the honor reveal here. On turn 5, cards cost 1 more, okay? So I'm not going to be able to drop Gamora. At the end of turn 4, destroy all cards controlled by the player losing here. -3 power if your opponent has 4 cards here. Okay. So that gives me a goal. Add a ninja to each side, -3 of 2 power. That is unfortunate for him. Like, very unfortunate for him. But do we drop a 5-drop? It's the only place I'm going to be able to drop that 5-drop. Oh no. He's going to drop in the middle location. No. He went too far. Oh, that is a lot of resources committed. That will be gone next turn if he loses. So he is confident, right? I can do 3. Yeah, that's that 2. No, I don't want to play here. Yeah, that's 2. So I can do 4. So I can get up to 9 at max. And then when he plays a card, it'll drop him down to 6. But I don't think. Let's add them here. Knowing that I'll be able to do 2 cards. I think this one is just a wipe. I think it's gone. He didn't. Oh, he did competitive resource. Okay. But he punches both sides. Gotcha. So that triggers him and him. So we have an ongoing in the Punisher. Let's see. So cards cost 1 extra this turn. So we do have Odin, which can trigger all of these again. So I think, oh no, because we have to get to +4. One time I didn't really care to draw Odin, right? Because I'm just letting this one go. And it's just what, -3? Oh, that's terrible. Drops down to a 1 cost. And then he would have to turn the middle location. I think he knows that this one is gone, or that he has this one. So Nightcrawler and Ant-Man, which is pretty good for him. But luckily it hits my... Okay. Do I snap back? This is that 8 one. This is the 8 card one that I wanted. Do I snap back? Oh my gosh. Because I can do 5, 6, and win both of these locations. Yeah, I snap back. So we're gonna go Gamora, because he's gonna need to flip something. And I believe he's going to try and flip this middle one, which is a huge deficit. I don't know why he would do that, or he's going to move Nightcrawler out and put something else large there. But I had have the Ant-Man, so that's going to drop this by 3. So it's a 6 power swing in my direction. Oh, so he would just need a 4 power card. Okay, so I may have been hasty in this again. Do I switch the order? I think I switched. No, hurry. No. Okay. Let's do Gamora here and Ant-Man here. Yeah? Yeah. We're anticipating that. No. Oh, no? What? Your ongoing effects are doubled, right? No, in that location. No, what are you doing? He could have done so many cool things, but I guess not with Onslaught. Onslaught's difficult, right? The ongoing, he could have re-triggered Mr. Fantastic to hit both sides. He could have re-hit Ant-Man and did the +4. I don't know. I think I overthought it. But we did get the 8. We did get the 8 cube snap that we set out to redeem ourselves with after getting foolishly outplayed. It was well played. But that is all that I'm gonna be playing here. I'm gonna keep playing around with this deck, unlock a few new cards so that I can kind of shift it up, and then I will be back once I have kind of another deck direction that I'm going in, or I've refined this one where I feel like it's in a really good spot. As far as this deck, I would really like to be able to pull out some of the cards that are not necessarily as effective. I would like a really good 4-drop on reveal effect, just to kind of balance out my curve. I could pull one of the 1-drops out, but it just depends on what we unlock and when. Maybe we get a good ongoing deck going, something where we're able to really drop this, but I think we would need that Devil Sword to really make this one worthwhile. But we will see what we unlock as we progress. This has been TLSG playing some Marvel Snap. Make sure you stick around because there's going to be plenty more Marvel Snap gameplay and coverage and location reveals and just all aspects Marvel Snap on this channel. Later, guys.